Hello there guys, and welcome back to the Schalke career mode here on FIFA 17, and today we're starting off by taking on Frankfurt in the league, and then we have transfer deadline day after that, and maybe some moves still to be done in this transfer window. Take a look at the league table. We are now 1 point behind Bayern Munich. They do have us coming up in the league as well after the transfer deadline day has finished, so it's going to be an interesting few weeks, definitely, in this career mode. But first off, we're taking on Frankfurt at home in the league. Carrera will start up front in this game. Donnarumma starts in goal though. Baba, a left back, Howard is, Nastasic and Koke complete the defence. In the midfield, we have Bernardo Silva, 9, Golan, Goretzka and Conor Playanka. Max Meyer playing at cam, and Angel Correa is the striker. Origi, our new signing, is on the bench and could possibly make his debut today. What's happened here? There's another injury to our centre-backs. Nastasic's gone down holding his ankle. We already have Naldo out injured. And now Kaikara will have to come in. Koke is going to have to play centre-back for the remainder of this game, which is not good at all. And now we have both Naldo and Nastasic on the sidelines. Corner now for Frankfurt. It's a terrible corner. Kaikara can knock it away. Oxbiga can get it back out wide here to Savorovic. It's got to be a foul, referee. He's literally just been shoved off the ball. And Stendara flashes one past the post. Good tackle from Raja 9, Golan. Max Meyer into Correa and back to Max Meyer. And a chance here for us. It's Max Meyer. It's 1-0. Picks out the top corner. And a brilliant breakaway goal, almost a counter-attack there with 9, Golan winning the ball in the middle. Meyer plays it into Correa, a little 1-2 with the run-off, the striker. And Meyer picks out the top bins, 1-0. There's Bernardo Silva on the run, and he's going to get it from Kaikara as well. Crossing position maybe here for Bernardo. And it comes as a good delivery. It's headed away as far as Raja 9 Golan through the crowd, but wide of the post. Okay, so we are going to look to change things now, and with the lack of defenders in the side now, and all of them out through injury, we may have to line up like this a little bit more. We're going to go 3 at the back with Howard is, Baba and Kokara. 9 Golan, Goretzka, Conor Playanka, Silva are all normal positions. Max Meyer back in cam, Correa and Origi will now go 2 up top. I am going to take Max Meyer off though, and replace him with Watson, just to give him a rest with the game against Bayern coming up. We need to rest some of our big players. Put out by Goretzka. Early ball into Angel Correa. Now here's Origi. Little chip ball into Watson. There's 2 square of him. It's Angel Correa who's going to take it on. And surely now for us, Correa makes it 2-0. And we secure all 3 points in the 89th minute. Brilliant breakaway goal for us. Angel Correa finds the back of the net. Lovely football by Watson and Origi initially, and Correa just comes on to finish the move. Surely that's 3 points now. Final whistle has gone then. It is indeed 3 points for us today. Another win, another clean sheet, and a very good performance. We are looking very strong with a big game against Bayern next, and the transfer window closing before that game. There's still a lot to be done and still a lot of work to do with the squad through injuries giving us problems. After that game then, we do get the email confirming that Nastasic has sprained his ankle and will be out for 4 weeks, joining Naldo on the treatment table, both with ankle injuries I think. Oh no, it was knee ligaments damage, wasn't it, for Naldo? So extremely tough injuries to take at this stage of the season, because we have Bayern Munich next, the biggest game of our season. If we can beat Bayern Munich, we go above them, and then they are forced to chase us for the rest of the season. It's just a job of staying ahead of Bayern, but if Bayern beat us in this game, it's going to be very difficult to catch them after that. So 2 injuries really at the wrong time for us. Bayern maybe getting a little bit lucky with our centre-back injuries. The fact that they're both in the same position as well really just kills us, I think. But we'll try our best against Bayern, of course. We'll set up the way that we think would be best for us against Bayern. But before all of that, though, we do have the rest of the transfer window to complete. So let's go and advance forward towards deadline day. Okay, so as you can see, we are now into deadline day. 10 hours on the clock. We'll just go ahead quickly before we get started and take a look at how much money we have and if we can actually do any deals before it's done. We have apparently 5 million, but if we go like this and actually get some wages, you can see we've got around 4.3 million, so we may be able to get a deal done in this the last few hours. We also have Huntelaar maybe to sell and a few other players as well. If Huntelaar stays, then fair enough, he could stay to the end of the season, but the way, you know, that he's been acting for this first part of the season, I don't feel comfortable him being here, and it would be best if we could get him gone. He is on the transfer list, so we may get offers for him, and I may look to bring a striker in and use Huntelaar as leverage. But we'll see what happens so as we advance forward in deadline day. In what could be one of the weirdest transfers, the transfer window, we are looking at Radamel Falcao, a guy who for the past 2 years has been in England and really struggling for form. He's back at Monaco now, and we're looking at him as a swap deal for Huntelaar. It could work, it may not. He is already 30 years of age, but could be a very good backup player for us if we can get him in. I don't know whether Monaco will accept Huntelaar. They may want a little bit more for Falcao, but we'll see how this deal goes. One player who we've already looked at in this transfer window, of course, is Jean-Kevin Augustin. He's worth 3.9 million. We already have that money at the club, so it would just be a straight money deal. I'm going to go in with a £3 million bid for him. Again, he could be a good backup, and we don't have to lose Huntelaar for this, and he could grow into a very good striker. So 3 million there for Augustin. Another guy we're going to look at then is 29-year-old Mame Biram Diouf, of course, from Stoke City. Stoke have actually got a lot of good strikers on their roster at the moment. Wilfred Bonny, Peter Crouch, and others as well. So we're going to go in for Diouf. And he has had injury problems, of course, but a straight swap for Huntelaar. We don't know his overall. He is slightly younger than Huntelaar, but could play backup very well for us. Okay, so we've got emails back here from Stoke and Monaco, both saying that they are not accepting our straight swaps for Huntelaar, which is a little bit of a letdown. But as you can see here, we do have an email from PSG as well, saying 3 million is enough for Augustin, which is great news. We can now go into some contract negotiations with him. He wants 25 grand a game on a 5-year deal, and he will be a squad rotation player. We're also looking at this guy, who we've just had a £3.5 million bid accepted from Real Madrid. Mariano, don't know too much about him at all. He's on pretty big wages, but he will take a 60 grand a week. That's actually a drop in pay for him to get some more football. I'm going to offer him squad rotation and see what he says. We may have a choice between him and Augustin. And as you can see, Augustin has now accepted his contract as well. So there's going to be a choice. If Mariano accepts his contract, we may then have to choose between Augustin and him. And Mariano has in fact accepted his contract. And now the choice is to be made. Do we accept the Real Madrid 23-year-old or do we go with 19-year-old Kevin Augustin? This is a difficult decision. The money say go for Augustin. He is cheaper, but surely that means that Mariano is slightly better. I really don't know. It's a difficult one. So I'm going to just keep pressing the right bumper. And whichever one I stop on, I'm not going to be looking when this happens, is the one we'll sign. We've done this before. We're going to do it again for this. It's such a difficult decision. I can't make the decision. So here we go. I'm not looking. Keep pressing the RB button and stop on Augustin. So we will sign Jean-Kevin Augustin, which was a common suggestion. So I guess it kind of works out better that we do sign him. And he will be joining the club then for £3 million from PSG. It doesn't mean that we don't have enough money to sign Mariano. So we will have to... I'm going to stall for now. We might sell somebody in the remaining few hours and we might be able to bring him in, but for now Mariano will not be joining the club and Augustin will. 4 hours to go on deadline day. We haven't had any transfer offers for any of our players, which is a little bit annoying because I was looking forward to maybe bringing in Mariano, but with the way it's gone at the moment, we're going to have to reject this deal. I am going to reject it so I can actually go back in for him for maybe a swap deal, which may work out for us as well. I don't know whether Real Madrid will be looking for a swap deal for him, but we can only try our best. And with the deals that have been going on, or not going on, we should say, at the moment, we can't really do anything else. So we will go back in for the striker. once I find him on my list, and we will look for a swap deal. Really not sure who we're going to be swapping for around his price of £3 million. We do have Aogo, but again, he's a 30-year-old. Not sure if anybody is actually going to want this guy. We could go for Choupo-Moting, but he's a very good backup. We have goalkeepers in here who we're looking to get rid of as well. But yeah, I don't really think we have anybody apart from if we go Huntelaar. That's just a big loss of money for us. Like 9.5 million and a straight swap for an 80. I don't see that. I don't see that happening for us. That's just not a good move. So we're gonna have to go with Aogo. I'm also gonna put money in this deal just to try and sweeten it a little bit, and hopefully Real Madrid accept this, but I don't know. So instead, what we're gonna do for Mariano, because they haven't accepted Aogo, we'll go for a short loan until the end of the season with a future fee set of 4 million. Maybe they'll be interested in that. And we could bring in Mariano next season if he's good. Okay, so we've got an email back from Real Madrid saying that they are now making a decision on whether they think the money plus loan deal is good enough. So we're going to have to wait for them to make a decision. There's 2 hours left on the window. If they don't make it within the next hour, and unfortunately, we're not going to bring him in, and that's Real Madrid's fault. They maybe just be dodging having to let him go. We hope this email that we've just got is them accepting, or we're going to run out of time on deadline day, and they will allow Mariano to join. So Mariano will be joining on loan. We do have £4 million possibly going out next season, but for now, he will join us, and maybe next season will become a permanent Schalke player. That's going to conclude our business, though, on deadline day. And that's going to conclude this episode as well. Thank you, as always, for watching, boys. And I will see you in the next one very soon.